We're going to Hawaii for this painting video. Baldwin Beach on Maui created the perfect place for painting inspiration. With the turquoise water, the mountains on one side, and that cove created the perfect composition. I sat in the shade and painted the scenery. And I forgot my palette, and so I had to use a piece of driftwood from the beach. That ended up inspiring me to grab another piece of driftwood and paint the beach again. And now, about a year later, I've finally made a large studio painting from this beach. I started by stretching my own linen canvas. And here I'm toning it. And drawing the composition for an ocean painting is incredibly easy. In landscape paintings, I start with what's furthest away, which would be the sky. When painting clouds, I start with the shadows and then move on to the highlights. For the deep part of the sea, I'm adding phthalo green mixed with ultramarine blue. And then as I get closer to shore, for the shallow water, I just add more turquoise and white to the paint mixture. As the water hits the shore, the sand mixes up into it, and so I put some yellow ochre mixed with white and blended it into the turquoise. For the surf, it reflects a lot of the sky into the water, so I use a grayish blue color. And then finally with the sand, that's yellow ochre with a lot of white mixed into it. And that completes the block in, the first layer, which was done all in one painting session. Now to add more details to the sea. There was a surf with a lot of waves out on the horizon, and the kite surfers would go all the way out there and surf on the horizon, and you can see their colorful kites sticking up from the horizon. Painting the water near shore, I'm adding more contrast for this layer, putting in the darker shadows, and then I'll add the highlights of the water on top of that. When painting wave highlights, I like to use the palette knife because the knife will catch the texture on the linen canvas and naturally create dots and spray, and then you flick the palette knife and it looks like the wind's blowing the spray up into the air. It adds a really nice texture and effect to the water. Finishing a painting is all about adding more and more detail to the areas closest to the viewer. I push and pull the contrast in every area by adding a shadow, then a highlight, then a shadow, then a highlight, until I'm finally happy. I stand back a lot, a few feet from the painting, and study it to see what could pop out a little more, and then I add more contrast and highlights to those areas.
Okay. Look towards me. Let's see if you can stand up on it. Okay, try stand up. And then stand up, I'm gonna have you dive in. Let me know on 3, yeah, later. You get back far enough. Okay, go. Huh.